Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Tomcat Stitchery. Oops, sorry. I'm Whitney. I've got stuff on my phone here that I want to tell you guys about. I'm Whitney and today it's Friday and I have a new pattern release to share with you guys. It's a really good one. Very excited about that. But before we dig into that, I want to talk about the Love Notions Feature Friday pattern for this week. It is one that I really love and one that I've actually done a lot of work on and have quite a few videos for, but it is the Allegros. So this pattern features two different inseams of shorts, a pair of pants, a skirt, and I think it's a wide leg pant or a tapered leg pant. Oh, remember, I'll put the line drawings up here. I can't remember now if there's a wide leg pant on there. There might not be. It may just be the tapered leg. Kind of like a woven jogger though. I did a whole series on this. Was it I don't think it was a one pattern three ways. Well, no, I can't remember. But I did a whole series on this last summer or the summer before, maybe last summer, where I went through the whole progression of fitting these shorts. I think it was just one video. Yeah, so it wouldn't have been one pattern three ways. And I also turned the skirt and then I put the shorts under the skirt and turned it into a skirt for hiking. I guess it was last summer. Anyway, I'll pop a link up to the video if you're interested in seeing those. But I wore these shorts all the time this summer because they're elastic waist, which works really well for my fluctuating waistline. And they're just very, very comfortable. And you make them, they're for wovens, so they're just a little bit more elevated. I love them in linen. I really want to make a pair of the pants. Probably at some point this summer I will do that, now that I've got the fit exactly how I like it and how I want it for that. So definitely $5 today only. So it's raining outside. That was Gidget you just heard coming down like a herd of elephants. She's 16 pounds. Oh, there she is. She's 16 pounds. And she just sounded like a 2-ton elephant was running down the stairs. Oh my goodness, was it so cold and rainy? She just went outside to go to the bathroom and my daughter is home today and let her back in. Apparently it's cold and rainy. She's always up for some snuggling when it's cold and rainy. All right, so anyway, today, $5 today only. It's a great, great price for such a versatile pattern. I mean, you could do like a whole module of your bottoms with this pattern. But $5 today only, which is today is the 22nd of February and of April and 2022. And if you use the code Tomcat10, you can get an additional 10% off even that $5 price. So there you go. Go check that one out. It's a really, really good one. All right, today's pattern is the newest Itch to Stitch pattern. And guys, it was so much fun to sew this. I love when Itch to Stitch does like a basic pattern, but then takes it to the next level. I feel like that's kind of her MO. Taking basic silhouettes, basic patterns, but then adding some details that really take it up a notch. I really love that about her. And I also love her patterns fit me really, really well, almost right out of the gate. I have to do very few, just usually shortening a few things, alterations. Same thing with this dress. Okay, so this is the newest pattern. It is the Brisbane top and dress. It is a knit pattern, and that's why I have my phone up because I want to give you all the correct details here. Knit pattern, it comes with standard bust. Oh, here, I'll just do this. Comes with standard bust and full bust. It's got the scoop yoke or scoop neck. It's got this really cool yoke. I'll take this off the mannequin and show it to you up close so you can really see. With this beautiful little cutout that adds a little bit of sexy, but I mean, I show cleavage in turtlenecks. Like, it takes nothing for me to show cleavage, and I feel like this is still very modest. It just gives a little something different and a little peek of something. Some of the tops that I've seen that have the little cutout there, it's like, hello, cleavage. This is not that way, which I really love that about it. It comes in the dress length and the shirt length. The dress length is, it's not bodycon, but it is a little bit more fitted. And this is meant for knit fabrics. It's got short sleeves and it also has, I feel like it also has a 3/4 sleeve. Is that not right? Maybe not, maybe just the short sleeves. All right, fabric. Gidget, you're just being a real menace here, my love. All right, fabrics. She calls for mid-weight knit fabrics with good recovery, 35 to 50% horizontal stretch. She says jerseys, interlocks, viscoses, French terries, and double brush polys all work really great with this. And you also need a little bit of lining fabric. This comes in her full pattern range, which is meant for a bust of 31 and an eighth, up to 60 inches. Nope. 63, up to 63 inches, and a hip of 33 and an eighth inch up to 62 inches. So it's a real nice size range. Sorry, I'll quit looking at my phone now. I just want to make sure I got all those details correct. This one, again, this one was so much fun. Clearly I made the dress. So let's talk about a little bit about the pattern, a little bit about, the fabric I used, and then the adjustments I made, and how I just really am pleased with this. Okay, so again, I made the size, this comes with the standard and the full bust. I made the size 8 with a full bust. Now, I've had a lot of questions actually on the channel about picking the correct size, and honestly, I truly believe when it comes to fitting, about 70% of fitting issues can all be solved in choosing the correct size. I don't think that's unlike shopping for ready-to-wear clothes either. So I need to do a whole series on picking the right size as a starting point and then adjusting from there. Yeah, so anyway, I am aware, but I have a 36-inch high bust measurement, and this pattern has the, well, I guess she doesn't have the high bust. I know that I make the size 8 though on hers. So her regular, well, I guess this is a good way. For body measurements, for the regular bust, a 38-inch puts you at a size 8. That would be your standard 2-inch difference between your upper bust and full bust. So for a 38-inch bust would mean you would have a 36-inch upper bust. In this case, commercial patterns are cuckoo crazy and a little different, but a lot of independent patterns, yeah. So that's kind of one way I could pick. So for a 38-inch bust, and then when I look down at full, for the full bust, it has it at 41 inches, which is right about where my full bust is. It wavers between 40 and 41, kind of depending on my fluctuations, how much water I'm retaining, which is weird in the bust. My bust fluctuates a ton though. I put and lose weight here first above all things, but 41's a pretty good. 40 to 41, I'll usually pick that size. This is for a 32-inch waist. My waist is actually like 33 to 36, depending on my waist fluctuates wildly. But that's an easy one to get away from. I don't really think you need, I mean, you could grade between sizes if you wanted to, but really just straightening out the curve at the waist for me and adding just a little bit there usually does it for me. And then the hip for size 8 is a 40-inch, which is what my hip is. So that's how I picked my size. Also, I'm always in size 8 with a D cup or full bust, depending on what it is. But that's kind of how I got my measurements. And I don't think, although I take that back. So I always have to shorten the patterns because I have a short torso and a high waist. So shortening right above the waistline to bring that waist up, so where the pattern goes in is where my body also goes in. That is huge for me. So I shortened it, and she has lengthen and shorten lines in 2 places. She has one above the waist and one below the waist. So I shortened it an inch at each one of those to help bring the waist up to where it needs to go, and then also just shortening, I need 2 inches off total. Just because I'm only 5'2". Need to shorten some of that. But I think when I did that, I'm almost positive, there's a jog because that's where the narrowest part, and I think I just erred on the side of keeping it out further. So, when you're truing up that seam, it's easy to do as well. Or if you just want to go in and just straighten out, if you don't want as much curve in at your waist, you can always just straighten that little area out a little bit, adding like a 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch at each side, just to kind of give you a little bit more room if you're a little thicker in the waist like I am. Totally up to you. But then the hips fit fine, which is what, is a big thing for me. Okay, so that's the only adjustments I made to this pattern, was to shorten it at both length and shorten lines 1 inch for a total of 2 inches. So this is how it fits straight out of the box. Okay, I used a French terry, a cotton French terry from my stash. This is the French terry. I bought this from Minerva. I got 3 yards of this colorway and also the navy colorway. You'll be able to see it a little closer when I will hold it up front. But on either side of the cream colored stripe is a metallic stripe. So it's like a little gold stripe on either side of that white stripe. That does take a little bit of the stretch out of this. I think I have 40% stretch horizontally, but I had 60% stretch vertically, which tells me that these little metallic stripes are probably taking a little bit of the stretch out, but 40%, you just need 35 to 50 in order to make this pattern. So that still left me plenty of stretch, and this does have recovery. There is some spandex in there. So that is what the fabric that I chose. Okay, I am gonna take this off Lena and show you the inside of this pattern because, or this dress, because it's really good. Hold on. All right, and just so you can see some of the details just a little more up close, you can see that the yoke has like this diagonal line, which does a lot of really cool stripe play right there. And then, yeah, you've got your little keyhole opening and then the back neck. Okay, this pattern calls for lining fabric, and she even put power mesh as one of the options for lining fabric, but it could be anything. I would recommend using something that is somewhat close to the color of, if not, you could use the same fabric actually for the lining if you wanted to, or something close to either your skin color or the color of the fabric, just because you could get a little peakage just, you know, on the edges just a little bit. But I used power mesh because power mesh has a very high elastane content. It has, I mean, it's almost like elastic. And so I wanted to use that just to keep everything lying nice and flat. And also to take in the neckline and all that kind of thing, and I think it worked really, really well. I mean, finishing off the inside of necklines on like knit garments, if you're okay with a bias finish kind of, but just like a strip that gets folded in, I think that doing this with power mesh would be a really good idea, just because, especially if you use a power mesh that's similar in skin color to you, it just finished things off really, really, really well. All right, so the front and everything is clean finished off. So you can see like everything gets really beautifully finished off. There's a lot of like burrito type sewing. Even the shoulder seams get finished off very cleanly. And then she has you using this strip, well, here on the back to finish off the back. I used my cover stitch to sew it down, but she also gives you a few options for like a zigzag stitch if you want to do that. And then the bottom part of the cutout gets finished off the same way. It's just a very clean, finish. So you have these strips and you fold them wrong sides together and they get sewn onto the right side and then flipped over and then top stitched down. So you're not trying to like fiddly like fold things under, and it just gives, I mean, it just gives a really beautiful finish on the inside. I was just very impressed with all the finishes that she had on this one. I need a tag in there, don't I? But this, yeah, it just finished off really nicely, and everything I feel like lays really nice and flat against my body. I don't have any gaping. It's just a really cool construction. And I love when Kynnis does that. When she does something, takes something easy, you know, like a t-shirt dress is a pretty, I mean, considering a pretty easy sew. I've made a ton of those. It's just like making a t-shirt, but then adding in all of this like cool things with the yokes and this little cutout. It just made for a very interesting and fun sew, and I, yeah, very much appreciate that. And then it's just, you know, I use my serger, use the cover stitch for the hem. I mean, it was pretty straightforward once you got the front constructed, really, is where, I guess in attaching the shoulders is where it got a little bit, I just had to actually read the directions and get a little, and it was cool. I enjoyed that. So this is the new Brisbane top and dress, and I think, I mean, it's one of those that I don't know that you need a lot in your wardrobe, just because it is a, you know, you wear it and people notice it and it's a really cool thing. You know, it's not just like a standard t-shirt, but what a great way to have like a beyond basic knit. Which is something that Jennifer Mackie Mary from Everyday Style School is always talking about, adding something a little fun, a little beyond basic. This would be a perfect beyond basic, either as a top or a dress, or I think your wardrobe could easily handle a dress and a top, because I think I might make a top out of this as well. I think that this and a cotton jersey would be lovely. Keeping in mind, you just want it a thick enough cotton jersey, a lot of spandex, that it's not showing every lump and bump, because it is more fitted in the hips and waist. It's not bodycon, but it is a little bit more fitted. Any kind of a ponte would be beautiful. If you were wanting this for cooler weather, a scuba would be lovely. She put double brush poly on there. What else? And then of course the French terry. I think even I have some sweatshirt fleece that has a lot of stretch in it. I think that would make a really cozy sweatshirt dress. You could, you know, lengthen the sleeves if you wanted to, you know, or wear like a cardigan over it. A long line cardigan would be beautiful over this dress, actually. Yeah, just so many different ways that you can wear this, different fabrics you can use, as long as it's got the stretch percentage you need with good recovery. So make sure you've got that elastane lycra spandex, gives that really good recovery so that when it stretches it doesn't bag out. I think you'd be good to go. And this fabric comes in different colors. I will link this fabric down below. Again, I have it in the gold and the ochre. I think the color's called ochre, and I also have it in the navy. And it's lovely. I was just excited. I just hadn't used any of it yet. But yeah, it's just something fun. It's a stripe without, with having the, can you see the gold? Here, hold on, let me try and see if I can focus in. Can you maybe see the little metallic stripe? You can, the light catches it and it gives it a little bit of sparkle. But anyway, it's a lovely French terry and it worked really well for this dress. And again, I think it does come in a few different colors, so I'll leave the fabric link down below as well. So there you have it, guys. That is my newest make for Itch to Stitch. Just another really lovely dress. Again, I think I might make another top. I think you could play around with the sleeves if you're going into colder months to make those longer. You could even make the skirt of the dress a little bit longer, make it more midi length if you wanted to. That worn with boots would be really lovely. This actually would be a really good, you could make it almost an event type dress if you wanted to. Because again, I don't think that the cutout, you know, gives a little bit of sexy without it being, I don't find it like overtly sexy. You know what I mean? I think honestly, this could even go into the office. If you lengthen the sleeves, actually you could leave the short sleeves, made it like a midi length with like, I'm thinking hose and high heels or boots, depending on where, with a blazer over it, would be very stunning. I mean, I'll be wearing this with my Metro blazer, 100%. My Love Notions Metro blazer, like that. This little pairing was made in heaven. And then I've got a little church outfit that I can very easily wear. Or tennis shoes. I mean, there's just, sky's the limit on this. It's just very, very good. So there you have it. The pattern is on sale starting today. Today's the release day through the next week. So if you're interested, definitely grab it now. I will leave the link for the pattern down below as well. And I think that's all I've got for today. Sunday is going to be part 3 of the Upland Itch to Stitch Upland Trouser Sew Along. It's just all welt pockets. We're just tackling the back welt pockets. That's all we're doing. And then the following week, which will be the first weekend of May, it's like May 2nd, I think, we'll be finishing everything off. And then I'm taking a break from sew-alongs just for a little bit. My Sunday videos are going to be all roundups of my outfits through Me Made May. And then once we're through with May, I think I'm just going to go on a little bit of a tutorial burst. I don't know how many weeks I'll do, but you know, we'll see some of the shorter, littler ones, that sort of thing. I'll just do some of those and then we'll go into another sew along. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking going forward. So if you have any sew along or tutorial ideas, send me an email or you can pop them into the comments below. I am trying to keep like a running tally of when people give me ideas. I have a spreadsheet that I've opened with listing all of those so I can easily go back and reference them. So definitely leave those tutorial ideas down below so that I can add those to the list and get some of those tutorials made up. All right, I think that's all I've got for today. Going forward, there's 2 more pattern releases that are happening here soon. I have to show you my Distashify makes, which are very exciting, and I've got some really beautiful fabrics from them, as well as I have a really exciting promotion with Distashify. So that's probably going to be Tuesday's video because I want to get that out to you guys here as soon as possible. What else? I have some really, really exciting things going on in the background right now, and I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to tell you about those. This is all Tomcat Stitchery related. We're taking the channel to the next level, folks, and I've got some very exciting things planned behind the scenes that I've been working and will be continuing working really hard on. And I can't wait to tell you guys more about it. But things are still too much in their infancy for me to be able to, before I really want to talk about things. But get excited. All right, that's all I have for today. Make sure you hit that subscription button if you haven't already. And I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you get some sewing in this weekend. I'm planning on doing a little bit myself. And I will see you guys on Sunday for the next part of the sew along, and then again on Tuesday. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye.